welcome back to the Alt-Tab YouTube channel. I believe this is the first time you're seeing a face behind the channel, so it would behoove me to introduce myself. My name is Satya, better known as Bleached Broccoli on Discord. I am one half of the Alt-Tab team, the other guy is Jan, also known as Fluffy or Fluffy Vibes on Discord as well. Today we'll be looking into the workflow for our new add-on called Colorful. But before that, I just want to say we just came back from the Blender conference, and it was a great event. It was surreal seeing all the content creators that inspired me to try out Blender in the first place, and then ultimately led me to this point where I actively develop add-ons for Blender full-time. Well, at least I try to. It's not really sustainable because you guys ain't buying enough.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Yeah, no, but for real, it was a great event. Really looking forward to going next year as well. I think that was enough chit-chat for me. Let's jump into the tutorial. So first of all, the installation. You wouldn't believe how many questions we get about the installation process of add-ons, and it's the same for 99.9% of add-ons. It's also one Google search away. So yeah, I want to dive every single. Go to Edit, Preferences, get the pop-out, go to Add-ons, Install. Simply locate the zip where you downloaded the add-on and click on it, check the box. So congrats, you installed it, let's move on. So the workflow starts on the first panel with the button conveniently called Start. So when you click it, it brings you to coolers.co, which is a color palette generating site. You can add additional colors in between by clicking the plus in between the color stripes, or you can spam spacebar to just create these beautiful looking palettes. And when you find the one you like, you can either copy the link normally, or you just click Ctrl E and it brings out this whole UI overlay. You can copy the URL like this. Once you got your URL, you just click the sync from URL button and your palette is imported into Blender. So on the left and on the right side of the palette, you see two buttons. The first one, the left one, is color selected objects button. So you can select objects in your scene. You want to color with a random color from the palette, and you can just simply spam the button for as long as you don't find a nice combination. I like this. The right one is the Save Palette button. You click it, you name your palette, Pastel, and it saves it to the palette library. One thing that's worth mentioning is that you don't need to stay on the generating side of Coolers. You can just go to the main page and explore the trending palettes as well. It's a curated list of a bunch of color palettes. You can also filter them by what you need and what you're looking for. And once you find a color palette you like, just go here and copy the URL of the palette, and you can just sync from the URL, and you can save it to the library as well for use in Blender. One current limitation of our add-on is that it supports maximum 5 colors per palette. We're working on changing that for future versions, but just know as of now this is a limitation. In the palette library, you have collections, so you can have your palettes organized. You can create a new collection here or delete the current collection with the bin button. You have these 3 toggles on the bottom. The first one just toggles the names on and off, so you can have it clean, or you need to look at the specific name. The second one enables you to edit the palette, so you can remove a color from the palette, or you can change the color as well. And then you can also just delete any palette with the bin button and just toggle it off so it doesn't bother you there, because you probably won't need it once you have all your palettes set up. The button on the end of the row is the apply the palette to selected objects, so you can just select a bunch of the objects you want to color and then just color them. It's important to mention that you can see here I selected this, only this, and this got colored as well. It's because they share the same material, so if you want the objects to be different, make sure they are not using the same material like I did. Yeah, that basically covers the whole palette library tab. Then you have the color scheme assistant, so you can just select and drag and drop into the first one, so the one with the arrow. This is your target color, and then it generates a monochromatic palette, a complementary color to the selected color, split complementary, triad, tetrad, square, analogous. And you can then just save the palette here. Just go monochromatic, and it pops up in your palette library. The Utilities tab is where you can import a palette or export a palette. Let's say I'm collaborating with someone on a project. We're working on different scenes for the same project, and ideally we want to be using the same colors, so I can just export this whole palette as a JSON file, save it to the location of your choice, and then send him the file. He can just click import, locate the same JSON file, and it's gonna pop up right here for easy collaboration. The last thing on the Utilities tab is the library row height. It just allows you to scale up the swatches a bit because it's made with drag and drop in mind. So when you're working on your scene, you can just click on any object. If you have the shader editor open, you can just drag and drop the colors into the socket and it changes the color accordingly. That's why we allow you to just make it a little bit wider, because if you have just a very small amount of colors in it, you can just basically expand for just easier drag and dropping. Okay, so that mostly covers all the functionality of the add-on. Now, what I'm gonna do next is just work on a product visualization project. I'm gonna be using scenes from the Alteb Illumnia, a product showcase library. You can also check that in the description down below. I want to illustrate how quickly I can bounce between the colors, and just to get a feel for the scene, I want you to pay attention and try to imagine how tedious this process would be by doing it manually. And on that, I'm gonna be signing off. Hope you found the video insightful, and catch you in the next one. Cheers.